Hello, I'm Zack.
I'm Zubeyir.
And we have books in front of us today.
I don't.
I have books in front of me today. You have tea. We are continuing our discussion about angels this day, if you remember.
Yeah.
We're going slowly. We've actually been reading, though we maybe not have done it so openly. We've been reading from a text. At least we've been taking inspiration from a text. And this time I wanted to put the text in front of us because there was something that I was going to read from it sometime in the passage.
Yep.
Just to give an understanding of what the text is. It is from Said Nursi is the author, from the Risale Nur collection. Risale, you can say it, it's better in Turkish.
Yeah, it's Risale Nur collection.
Mm-hmm. So it's originally in Turkish, so I have the Turkish version on one side and I have the English version on the other. Just so we can talk about it. It is the 29th word, which in the English version is about page 521. Anyway, we'll talk, and when we need to, I can read from it's a sentence or so from this passage.
Okay, here we go.
Angels.
Angels.
Now we're going to do something a little bit different with angels.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
We've been talking about the heavens, and the material aspect. We've been talking a lot about these things, the different qualities. Last time we talked about how everything has a sema, or a heaven above it, in which the meanings are displayed and that we reach. And there is a consciousness, not just a consciousness, but there is a comprehension that we are reaching, and that comes from not the physical side of an object, but from its as we say, its heavenly side or its samawi side of the object. Now we're going to move on into this actual, what this means in our everyday life, not just the object itself, but in the universe or creation, the multiverse, however you want to call it, as a whole. With that, we have...
Sounds interesting.
Yes. We have been talking about books.
Yeah, Chinese books.
Exactly. We talked about Chinese books, and so we need to be able to understand the standard of Chinese in order to reach the sema, or the heavens of that book.
Yeah.
So as long as we understand it, we can reach it. My glass is cracked. Interesting. So I'm not going to drink from this today. Anyway.
Maybe you just cracked it by looking at it.
Maybe so. But anyway, so there's the tea. So we talked about the fact that we need to understand something in order to reach its sema. Okay. That means that we as humans are able to reach the sema. Though we are on the earth itself, we are able to reach the heavens. And remember, the reason we're saying sema here is because when we say heaven, we don't mean paradise. We mean So we are able to reach the heavens. That's a part of our creation. We can see that because we're able to understand things from books.
So we are able to reach the sema of anything.
Exactly.
Literally.
Yes, exactly. We can see that as in our everyday lives. And so now to apply this to the universe, how do we do that? So we have an earth, and we have the heavens, which you might call space or some other terminology. We have a book in this world. Well, what if we were to say that this whole creation itself is a book?
Nonsense.
Nonsense.
Why do you say that?
Well, let me ask you, what do you get from a book?
Meanings.
Meanings.
Yeah.
So if there's a meaning, then it's as if there's a book, there's a text written, and there's a meaning.
There has to be some pages.
There has to be some pages.
And sentences and some words.
Okay. So if you understand something, it means that there's a meaning behind it.
Yeah.
When you look around in this world...
Yeah, we have talked about this too much, yes.
Do you...
So, yeah, there are a lot of meanings floating around the whole universe. Mm-hmm. For example, if you look at a flower, you see it's kind of beautiful. Mm-hmm. So someone made it beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's the meaning. Or it's kind of beautifully decorated. That means someone actively, on purposely decorated it in such a beautiful way.
That's one thing. Or just beauty itself is a meaning. It's beyond the physical thing. Beauty is a concept.
Yeah, the physical object carries the beauty.
The meaning of beauty.
On top of it.
Yeah, the meaning of beauty on top of it.
Yeah, beauty is not a physical thing.
Yes.
But it is attached to the object, however.
And shown through the physical object. So, we can see that this existence, this creation, is a book.
Then yes.
So
Wow.
and that's a universal meaning. That means on every level it's a book. So since we're talking about angels, we need to talk about how we can how this.
So the whole universe is filled with angels.
It's filled. In one sense, that means it's filled with meanings. It's filled with spirits, or we said in Arabic terminology, Quranic terminology, ruh. It's filled with those spirits and meanings.
Yeah.
So, good. So, let's think about this. This whole universe is a book in and of itself. We have this world on which we are on, and then we have the skies above, the heavens above, the samawat.
The physical ones?
The universe itself. The universe itself as a book. So
you don't mean the earth itself, the whole universe.
Yes, the earth is the let's say the physical representation of this, and then the space itself is the heavenly. I mean, this is why we call the space the heavens in English. So we have that. Now, if it's a book, it has meanings.
Yep.
And like we said, it's been created this way. So we're able to read the meanings on this earth, and we do that. We go through, we look at plants, we say, oh, this is beautiful. We get a lot of stuff, but we're not always able to go into the space.
You mean the sama of it?
Yeah, the heavens of this universe.
How should we do that?
That's a separate issue.
Okay.
But the point is, it is a book up there too. There are meanings filled up there, but we're not reading them.
Okay.
If they're not being read, that means that they are completely pointless. There's no point for them to have been created.
For example, we are not able to read the stars, for example. Do you mean that? Or
no, we don't go into space and we don't see the stuff. There's a lot of stuff in space which you don't know about.
The physical stuff.
Physical stuff, yeah. The physical space, we go there, we don't see it.
We can't see, actually.
I don't know if we can't see it. We're unaware of it.
Yeah.
We don't see it now is the point.
Yeah, now. Or we don't have to go to the space. There are sub levels of the ocean that
we're not going there. Space. Right now, space.
Right now, space. Okay, I don't know why it's especially space, but yes, there are a lot of parts of the space that we cannot ever see.
We don't see.
We don't see.
We don't see. I
cannot see now.
We don't see now.
Okay.
Okay. So if it's a book, and if I'm a writer, if I write a book that no one's going to read,
stupid.
Exactly. Pointless.
Yep.
But it exists, and we're aware that it exists.
Strange.
So that means there has to be something reading it there.
Yeah.
It's full of meanings.
There has to be someone who reads it.
Exactly. And since it's full of meanings, who can read it?
Someone who is able to.
Somebody who's able to. What are the characteristics that he needs? We talked about from the previous discussions.
Some senses.
So he needs to have senses.
A conscious.
That's all.
Yeah,
he needs to be alive. It needs to be something that's alive.
Sure, of course.
Has to have a conscious.
And some senses too.
The ability to perceive things, senses, and also the ability to comprehend things.
Yeah, I included that into the conscious, but yeah, you can count it as a separate thing. Yes. Sure.
Yes. Yeah, if you mean conscious, somebody who uses his conscious.
Yes, sure.
So he has to be able to comprehend, and he does comprehend.
Yes.
So otherwise, there'd be no reason for the author of the universe to write
such a beautiful,
exactly,
decorated, blah 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 book.
So
meaningful book.
Yes. Otherwise, it would be a meaningless book.
To write this meaningful book would be meaningless.
Exactly, which is a contradiction in and of itself. Very good.
Yeah.
So the type of a creature that exists in the space, then
they must exist.
Must exist. One, they must have the qualities that you said.
Yeah.
And they also have to be appropriate for that environment.
Yeah. Otherwise, they would not exist there.
Huh. Just like we are created appropriately for this environment.
Yeah. Then I expect the creatures, whatever they are, and they are up in the space, they have to be appropriate for that position too.
Exactly. So
I don't expect a human there.
Yes. Well, a human can go there. We've seen that. We can travel into space. That's why I say we can't see it. I objected to that. We don't always go there. We have the ability to go there under some conditions, but we do go there. We can see that we can travel into the heavens.
So I would expect a creation like fish in the sea, thing in this space.
Exactly.
I don't know the name, whatever.
So then we can call that, it would have to be a heavenly being,
Yep.
a semavi.
Angels.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay,
Wow.
conclusion.
I know
And
it.
I think that's all that we'll say. I'll just read this from the passage, just so because it's from which we got this the inspiration for this discussion. So, like on earth, there are creatures. Those creatures are spectators of the palace of the world, and ponderers over the book of the universe, and heralds of this realm of dominicality. That's where I'm ending. Those who want to read more, by all means, please read. You can find this book. Again, it's by Said Nursi from the Risale-i Nur collection, The Words, the 29th word. From the very beginning, we've been reading. Thank you very much.
Tea is recommended.
Yes, thank you very much. See you next time.
Bye.